Hi, Jackie Lee here. And I just wanted to take a quick minute to let you get to know about me a little bit more. Maybe to hear my story if you haven't heard it already. If we're friends, somewhere online already, then you've probably heard this story before because I tell it over and over again. But if you haven't, grab something to drink, sit down, and let's get to know each other. My name is Jackie Lee, and on May 10th of 2006, I gave birth to my daughter, which also happens to be my wedding anniversary. We were married 3 years on the day that my daughter was born, and little known fact that my daughter was born at the exact same time that 3 years earlier I had been walking down the aisle to marry my husband. I tried so hard to get her out on a day other than my anniversary, but it just didn't happen that way. So our birth, we had all these big plans. We did natural childbirth classes, and I had a birth plan, and 39 hours of excruciating labor. It all kind of got thrown out the window. I should have known right then and there that this kid had her own plan, and my birth plan be damned. But ends up that she was in NICU for 10 days. We thought it was going to be 3, and it ended up being 10 days. And when we finally were able to leave the hospital, we tucked her into the car seat and into the car for our hour-long drive back to our home. And she screamed the whole way. Top of your lungs, eardrum bursting scream. There was nothing I could do. I tried everything I could think of to make her calm down, to help her calm down, to soothe her in some way, shape, or form, and nothing worked. She literally, top of the lungs, screamed for an hour all the way home. Yeah, I should have known. I should have known I was in for a ride with this little one. So we got her home, and she screamed a lot. All times of day. She was up most of the night, every night, and I was going a little cuckoo. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, baby. So one day I decided to start a blog because I was just about to lose my mind. My sanity was about to go. And that's how I've always managed, to get through stuff, is to write it down, to write it out, to put it out there on paper or, computer screen, as it were, nowadays. So I started this little blog, and I started talking about my screamy kid and being up 28 times a night and all these sleep plans that just didn't work for me and didn't work for my kid. And I started connecting, oddly enough, with other moms who were going through the same thing, which is the thing that hooked me into blogging, and to a point that I would never be able to not blog. So I got to know these moms, and it turns out somebody finally recommended a book to me, and it was called Raising Your Spirited Child. And I was like, oh my God, this thing has a name. And then I started getting to know other parents. I got into other groups with parents who had kids similar to mine. And it was just such a reassuring thing to know that I wasn't out there alone, that I was not the only woman in the world who was dealing with Screamy Baby, who had this kid who was just a little bit more in every area than all the other kids that I knew. It was so comforting to be surrounded by other people who really knew what I was going through. So that's kind of how I got started blogging, and it's how I really learned about the power of blogging and the power to create a community around a story and around your life and around what's going on. So as I continued to blog, I got my first blog deleted. I don't know what I did or how I did it, but WordPress decided that I, was not playing by their rules and deleted my blog. So all of the very first stories I have of Hannah and Screamy Baby, they're gone. I don't have access to them anymore because I put my blog up. I didn't know any better. I didn't know any different. I put it up on a free place, and you got to play by their rules. And when they decide to delete you, they just do it. So I moved to Blogger, not, again, knowing any better. Started a new blog there. I am persistent. Maybe that's part of where she gets it from. I started a new Blogger blog, and, at some point, I started multiple blogs because I got the itch, I got the feel. I'm like, oh, well, if I can blog about this, then I can blog about that, and this, that, and the other thing. And so I had lots of blogs going, and some of them got deleted as well, and it just was really frustrating for me. And I said, well, gosh, I'm a super control freak. I can't believe I am letting all my stuff get deleted by not having any control over my content. So, of course, I decided to open up shop and get my own hosting and start my own self-hosted WordPress blog so no one could ever delete my stuff again. And I totally did that. I have many, many, many blogs hosted on WordPress. And the thing is that while I loved being able to completely control my environment of my blog, it took forever. It was really difficult, and like learning FTP and HTML and all this stuff took hours. Meanwhile, keep in mind, I've got Screamy Baby here. Like, she didn't outgrow that after the first hour when we got her home. Screamy Baby went on in our house, I'd say, for at least a year and a half, probably close to 2 years. It was nuts, nutty bonkers, man. So I got this whole system down where I would put her in a sling and I would nurse her while I was typing, and we kind of just did what we had to do to get through, So we did that, and I started this blog called Internet Marketing for Mommies. I'm thinking, well, I'm a mom, and now I'm making, some commissions. I can start showing people how I'm doing that. And in doing so, I can recommend new products that they can use, and then they can buy them from me, and I'll make my little commission. And that worked. I started connecting with other moms, other people who were struggling to make money blogging. And I started building a community around that blog. And it was fun for a while, until it wasn't fun. And that time came when, I got really more focused on driving traffic and being friends with Google and making the money more so than telling my story and building a community and helping other people. And then I just really hated it. And there came a point in time where I was like, I just wanted to throw the computer out the window. I could not bring myself to sit here and write articles, to build backlinks, to get traffic to this specific keyword, to this specific post. It was a nightmare. And it was not why I'd started blogging. And so I decided that I'd had it, and I just couldn't do it anymore. But I knew I still needed to make money, because by now I am completely unemployable. My brain is so far from employee mode that there's just no way that I could possibly go back to work. So I decided that I would try something totally different, something totally new, new niche, as it were, a new strategy, and I just jumped in with both feet and kind of left my blog sitting there. People still come, and people still do what they do over there, but I just wasn't there because my heart wasn't in it anymore. So I put my heart into something else. And I quickly realized that it was really not my cup of tea. The thing that I was doing required phone calls. Yeah. I'm not a phone person. Not at all. So, I also am not a quitter. So, I stuck it out doing this thing for a year or so. And I made some money, and I brought some people in, and I got healthier, and I got thinner, and it was all good. But then one day I was on Facebook recruiting, because that's, I live in the middle of nowhere. I don't have friends and family who are willing or wanted to do this. So I figured, well, I know how to do online stuff. I'll just find people online and I'll recruit them that way. So I was on Facebook one day in a group of other moms, and I was actively trying to recruit this one person. And I went to a blog post of hers, and I saw that she was blogging about her life, her story, and her success, and her team's success. And I thought, wow, I'd seen this thing around. I really had. I'd seen it around, and I'd seen people screaming when it launched about this, that, and the other thing, and how it was going to be the next big thing. And I a big metal door slammed down in front of my face, and I said, oh, I will never, ever, ever do that. And I really didn't think I would. And then I saw this mom, and I saw her blogging on this platform in a way that I could totally see myself doing it. And I said, well, gosh, maybe it's possible to have the best of both worlds. Maybe it's possible to be able to blog and share my story and do the community building without having to do all the BS to make the money. And what I quickly realized after I let my mind open a crack, like let some light in under that door, that the platform was built to do the money part. And really, what you bring to the table is you and your story and what you've got to share with the world. And I was like, holy crap! This is like exactly what I've been looking for. So I jumped in with both feet. This is August of last year in 2012. I jumped in with both feet and just started being myself again, which was really, really fun. And I started being able to connect with people again. I started to share stories again. I started to share my journey again. And it felt so good. It felt really good. I'm really excited because some of those people that came from Internet Marketing for Mommies, they came with me. And now, instead of like struggling, they're starting to have success too. And that is what it was all about, because that was one of the most frustrating things for me when I was doing Internet Marketing for Mommies, was that I was sharing with people how I was having the limited amount of success that I was having, but like no one else could do it. No one else was willing to do all the BS stuff that I was willing to do, apparently. So when they came here with me, like it's all built in. And really, the only thing you have to bring to the table is you. And your willingness to learn, to grow, and to share. And so the people that came with me were willing to do that. And of course, I've met lots of other people along the way who have come in and they see what I'm doing and they see how it works and how it can work for them, just like I did in the beginning. And so they've come on board and they're having success and we're having a great time. We really are. And what is really, really amazing about this is that, you know, like when Hannah was 1, I don't know, maybe she was 1, maybe 2, she started talking about horses. She is just batshit crazy about horses. And I'm thinking, God, do you know how expensive horses are? I don't know how I'm ever going to get her on a horse or be able to spend time with horses, because we're just never going to be able to afford that. It's just not going to happen. And now I'm feeling all guilty and like all this crazy mom thoughts are going in my head that I'm not going to be able to give my kid the one thing in the world that she is crazy about. So we started doing this new thing. And I started making money. Like real money. Like $1,000 days, $3,000 days. And now we go to the barn at least twice a week. She rides every week. She's slowly but surely talking me into letting her have a horse. My husband's not on board yet at all, not even close. But she's getting me, and once she gets me, I think we'll be able to work on the dad. So we'll see. But I've been able to give her her dream already because I was willing to be open and, you know, at least look. And that's really what it almost always has come down to, is just a little bit of openness to try something new, to tweak something new. And like it just opens the whole world up to you. So now, you know, Hannah's in 2nd grade. She's decided that she loves to read after a short stint of hating reading. And we go to the barn regularly. We spend a lot of time with horses. I spend a lot of time cooking now because that's what I love. And this summer we had an amazing garden that we got lots and lots of produce from for the first time in 10 years that we've been trying. I'm able to live my life and do the things that I love to do and come home and check my balance and it's gone up. It's quite miraculous. And I just have really in the last year come to know in my heart that it's possible to live the life that you want right now. It doesn't have to be in a year. It doesn't have to be the 4-year career plan, you know what I mean? It can be right now. Everything can change in an instant. One morning, I was sitting downstairs thinking, like, some things had come up, some bills had come up, And I was thinking, my goodness, how are we going to do this? And I was thinking to myself, oh gosh, well, just one master's commission would cover all that. And I went upstairs, literally 5 minutes later, I went upstairs and there was a master's commission. $3,000 in an instant. And I think that's what I didn't understand before, is that things can happen fast. Like your life can change fast. Like in a second. 1 second, no money. Next second, $3,000. That possibility never occurred to me. Even when I was blogging, even when I was making money, like I was looking to make like $1,500 a month. I was not looking for big time, and I didn't even know it was possible. But now I do. And it is. You have to be willing, open again, to learn, grow, follow a system, do the things you need to do. Never freaking quit. Even when you feel like you're failing, it's probably the moment before a breakthrough. But it is possible. And it's been made possible by Empower Network for me. The one thing I thought I would never, ever, ever do in this life, Empower Network, has changed my life completely. All right, well, it is almost time for me to go pick Hannah up from school, so I better go. If you'd like more information, somewhere on this page, there's an opt-in form or a box that says Learn More. Click it, fill in your email, get on board, just join. Just join, because there's no way I can explain it to you from here. You got to be in it to get it. Just join, and I will see you on the inside. I'll talk to you later. Bye.